Some of you may recognise this orange label immediately. It is, of course, the infamous Buckfast wine, Buckfast Tonic wine, made by monks, drunk by drunks, I think is one of the sayings. It goes by lots of names. Wreck the Hoose Juice, Bucky, obviously. There's lots of names for it. Anyway, I don't want to get into all that. There's plenty on the internet about Buckfast if you want to hear about why it's so infamous in Scotland, and or maybe post a few links below. What I'm interested in I've never tried this stuff, so I thought I'd give it a taste test. This is maybe a little slight experiment to it as well, just to see if its effects are quite as strong as some people say. Basically, it's a strong wine, wine of some description. It's made in Buckfast Abbey in Devon. I think they're not making the great. They don't have vineyards there. They're importing the wine from France and then adding stuff to it, God knows what. It has extremely high caffeine content. I think I read it's equivalent of eight cans of Coke. Don't know how many cups of coffee that translates to, but I guess that's probably sort of 5 cups of coffee, something like that. I've put it in the fridge. I don't know if you're supposed to drink this chilled, but I just had a feeling it might be a bit more palatable chilled. So it'll start off chilled anyway. I'll maybe see how it goes and let it get close to room temperature. So as I say, 15%, and which actually is only marginally stronger than your sort of average red wine, which is like 13.5%. Smell wise, not unpleasant. Doesn't smell much like your average wine. It smells very sweet. I was expecting it to maybe smell a bit more like port or something, but it's more, you're getting some sweet, almost floral notes off it, you know. I guess there's a sort of spices or herbs they're adding, giving it an almost sort of medicinal smell, I suppose. Quick check that the camera's still on. Yep. So, yeah, certainly not unpleasant, and it doesn't smell like the sort of lethal concoction that it's made out to be. The monks are calling it a digestif, so supposed to have it after a meal. I haven't had anything to eat yet, so maybe I should have waited till after eating. Whoa! Bloody hell! It is just ridiculously sweet. I wasn't expecting that because it's actually quite a subtle smell off it. But by God, you wonder how they managed to pack so much sweetness into it. It just blows your head off. But it's not the alcohol blowing your head off; it's the sweetness. I mean, you can barely even tell it that it's alcoholic. I can see why, teenagers who haven't really developed a taste for alcohol might have a taste for this, because it is just ridiculously sweet. And I thought chilling it might make it better. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, there's not much I can say about the taste. It's not really recognisable as wine, and doesn't even really taste like sweet wine, like a sweet white wine. It's not. It just blasts you. It just, oh. Trying to look beyond the sweetness. Obviously it tastes quite fruity. Plum, I would say, the closest thing thinking of here. You know, a sort of plum brandy quality to it. Vanilla kind of reminds me of, it's so sweet, it reminds me of like drinking a milkshake or something. You know, a really sweet milkshake. And it's got that, it's kind of got this thickness to it as well. Possibly because it's just laden with sugar, but I mean, I don't know what the monks are thinking about when they make this stuff. I suppose you're just in, you know, how are you supposed to drink this? Maybe you're supposed to just have a little, you know, a little cup after you finish your meal. Maybe that's the original idea of it. It's not much really on the label. It's tonic wine. I just need to get into the light to read that. Made by the Benedictine monks, Buckfast Abbey, Devon, England. Yeah, it doesn't really say anything about the ingredients, it just says it's got sulfites in it and caffeine. So that's the other thing I'm slightly worried about. I'm having this, drinking this about 8:30, and I'm just worried it's going to keep me up to like 5 AM or something. So for the purposes of this, I'm going to pause the camera now. I'm going to come back when I'm a bit further down the bottle and just describe how I'm feeling. Right now I'm wondering if I'm going to even get through this glass, let alone drink any more. But for the purposes of you know, an experiment, I want to try and finish the bottle. God, it'd be hard work though. Okay, I will return. Okay, I'm back. As you can see, I'm down to the last glass, large glass of this bottle of Buckfast. I can't say it's been a particularly enjoyable experience. You kind of get used to the sweetness after a while. At least your palate gets used to it, but well, you don't really get used to it. In some ways it gets better, in some ways it gets worse, because it's almost like I feel like I'm just drinking cough syrup or something. I can't imagine ever developing a taste for this stuff. Oh, it definitely gives you a buzz, you know. I guess it's the caffeine kicking in. I feel my heart beating faster. I just feel sort of a bit wired, apart from slightly drunk as well. But all in all, it's not a pleasant drink. I don't think I'll be trying it again, put it that way. It's interesting to try these things. If I wanted to get drunk, this wouldn't be my drink of choice, definitely. I'd much rather have a decent bottle of wine. And you know, this stuff, although it's probably considered to be a cheap way of getting drunk, it's not actually that cheap. I paid $6.99 for the bottle, so you know, for $6.99 you could get a you know, a decent bottle of red wine. I suppose people are buying it for the buzz as much as anything else. You know, the caffeine hit, the sugar and the caffeine hit. But yeah, maybe if you're 15, that's just not for me though. I'm gonna finish it though. I had a quick look online, and you know, there's a few other reviews on there. Some guy was sort of describing it chocolate. I can see that because it's so rich, and you know, there's that sort of syrupy quality to it, and the sweetness. It is almost chocolatey in a way, and it's like, earlier I described it as like a vanilla milkshake, I suppose. I think he was saying it was like milk chocolate. So yeah, I get that really. But yeah, for me it's more than anything else, it's like cough syrup. Just if you were just drinking a huge bottle of cough syrup. And some people get addicted to cough syrup, so I can see why for other reasons they get addicted to this. I will give a final sign off once I finish this glass. The other video I saw was some Irish guy downing six half bottles of this, or 7 even. So in other words, three and a half bottles of this, which is to me just inconceivable. I mean, I'm struggling to drink this in like an hour and a half. The sweetness, it's basically like if you eat a load of chocolate or a load of sweets. After a while you just think no more. So God knows how he could drink 6 half bottles. Yeah, anyway, I will finish this, attempt to finish it, and I'll have a final verdict. Okay, final few words on the Buckfast. I'm really glad this is the last of it. I'm really not enjoying this, but I had to see it through to the end. I just don't understand how anyone can drink anything this sweet. It's just unbelievable. And you know, $6.99 bottles, it's not cheap. But what I would say is, you know, fine, give it a go, see what you think, but really not for me, not for me. I'd much rather have, for $6.99 I could have bought a decent bottle of Malbec, Cabernet Sauvignon, and I had some change left over to, you know, buy I don't know, some coffee or something. I mean, if I wanted the caffeine hit, then I could just drink red wine and knock back a couple of strong espressos. But you know, this whole the sugar is just too much. I mean, God knows how many calories are in this. This must be like laden with calories. It must be like the equivalent of eating 10 Mars bars or something. So never again, never again. But you know, you've got to try everything once. These monks though, I mean, I don't know what they're thinking of. Are they seriously passing this off as a health drink? I mean, I guess, you know, maybe if you drank a tiny little cup of it after a meal, it might be considered picks me up a little bit. But if you're drinking it by the bottle, God, it's not good for you. It really isn't. I mean, obviously, drinking any bottle of wine by the bottle isn't good for you. But this stuff, Jesus. And I can understand why it makes people aggressive, because I'm here on my own, I'm not, you know, feeling aggressive towards anyone, but I'm getting angry about these monks, so yeah, it's definitely firing me up. I think these monks need to be taken to task a bit more for this. You know, it's fine, I'll wake up in the morning, I'll have a slight hangover, but you know, if I was a young kid out in the street, you know, with a bottle of this in my hand, I drunk this, yeah, I could get up to all sorts of nonsense, all sorts of mischief. It's just not good stuff. I don't know how they can afford it though. I mean, you know, when I was a teenager, I wasn't going around buying £7 bottles of alcohol or whatever the equivalent was back then. So yeah, a thumbs down for me. I can't really say anything good about this stuff, other than I've managed to get through a bottle of it and I'm still alive. But no, it's not good stuff. So yeah, it's ridiculous rating it out of 10. If I had to rate it, I'd probably give it 4 out of 10, and that's forgetting about the anti-social qualities of it. That's just about the flavour, the taste. I would give it less than 4, but I think if you're wanting something that's really ridiculously sweet, then okay, this does the job. You know, the smell is actually still really pleasant. That's the one thing I say about it. The smell is nice, and I think this probably has good potential cooking-wise. You know, you could use this in a variety of cooking scenarios. You know, maybe making sauces. Can imagine stewing pears in this or something like that. You know, it could be good for dessert. I don't know. But it's just so ridiculously sweet. So anyway, I'm going to stop rambling now. Buckfast Tonic wine. Finish the last of it. Thanks for watching.